Woo! All right, baby. 2019. Good riddance. 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's here, baby.
It is here. Yeah, I'm doing pretty well.
Things are fine.
Yeah.
Par for the course.
Financially, it's over for me.
As you will see in these next 10 records.
No. Actually, it wasn't a crushing year in that regard.
All right. I'm curious to see how the numbers play out.
Well, okay. Well, do you want some context? Or
I do.
Okay,
Let's-
all right.
let's go
So
context.
I'm going to go ahead, because I can't do anything without context in life. I wanted to just mention a few themes of the 2020 list. Richard Morton Jack book, kind of dominating my collecting. I also bought a lot of reissues this year. I wanted that to in some way be represented. Box sets, kind of, I dipped my toe. Dipped my toe this year. I'm a little scared. Also got my first official Japanese press this year.
Very nice.
And I did some flipping. That may come up.
Yeah.
So that's what this year was. But I'm not first, you are.
I am. A few online finds, some in-store finds, some record show finds. That's kind of where everything came from in my pile of 10 here.
Okay, so hit me with it.
All right, this first one, this actually came from our friend Jeremy at Dead Wax Records in St. Louis.
Howdy-ho, sir.
When I first made my list, this was floating around like 25 or 30, and the more I listened to it, the more it crept up. So, pretty early in the year, Elizabeth, self-titled, paid $25 for this, averages like around 40-ish. It's not a crazy find or anything, but one you don't see very often is on the Vanguard label. I expected this to be a little more folk inspired because of that Vanguard connection, but this is actually really good poppy with a kind of a garage edge to a few tracks. Nothing overly long. The longest track's about 4 minutes. There's a 2-minute long track, so it's kind of what you're getting into. The cover art's pretty great. The front kind of has that medieval Baroque look, which lends it to the folk era as well.
Yeah, definitely. It has a Fleet Foxes look about it.
Yes, for sure. But no, pretty awesome poppy psych with a garage tinge to it, and I really enjoyed this. Again, it was definitely a grower and a creeper through the year, and very glad to add it to the collection.
All right, number 10 for me. I have for the last 2 years been pretty remiss in my failure to acknowledge a VCLT find, but this year I actually had one I was really happy with. It was my first OBI official Japanese press. Our buddy Dylan from Noble Records, he was a tremendous guy and a tremendous friend, and also himself had a tremendous year. Sent this my way when I think I won some 500 subscribers contest or something like that.
Now.
Yeah, right. Help for me is an album that is certainly not in my favorite Beatles era, but it's kind of the end of the era before that. And you can, if going through the Beatles discography, you hear the jump from this to Rubber Soul, which is where I want to live. I want to live in the Rubber Soul Revolver era. So anyway, this is a really nice send from Dylan there. So happy to have it.
Yeah.
So insecure. I know that I just need your light.
All right, my number 9 coming from the eBays. Almost didn't make the cut, actually. I kind of had this floating around the number 9, number 10 spot for a while. Wasn't sure if it would, and I gave it one last spin about a week ago, and it's got to make the list. This is Meryl Fankhauser and HMS Bounty with the album Things. This is very poppy, with a little bit of a psych edge to it. The track, A Visit with Ashaya, however you pronounce that, is the most Eastern influenced psychedelic song on the album. Otherwise, it's just really good 60s pop oriented rock music. This one tends to go for a little bit of money. I got this for $40 or $45, somewhere in that range. So pretty good eBay score there, and one I kind of didn't think I'd find in a price range I was comfortable with. And when you're buying just a couple albums a month, you can kind of pony up every once in a while. So pretty cool find.
Very nice. Yeah. My number 9 pickup of the year is my my non-psych, not 60s at all, actually. This is Gang of Four Entertainment. So this is Rolling Stone 500 Greatest, ding, and 1001 You Have to Hear Before You Die, ding. But I knew about it actually from the Rock Snobs Dictionary, which has a note about this like being like Courtney Love's favorite band or something.
Nice.
This is incredible fun. Really enjoy this. I don't know why I was expecting it to kind of be like a slog or something.
Yeah.
I bought this in Washington, D.C. in
cool.
April. I don't think I listened to it until like October or November.
Wow.
Standout track is Damaged Goods, but it's all really, really enjoyable. I paid $16 for
That's
this
a
at
good
a
deal.
place called Joint Custody Records. This is great instrumentation. Really creative with the musical flourishes in this. Every song is different, but all of it works together in a really fun way. So it is a harder album than something like, say, Television or
Sure.
Talking Heads. But if you like that and you're looking for something a little bit harder, Gang of Four, Entertainment, truly enjoyable record and a lot of fun. And so I was intimidated for no reason.
Colder couplings in the night. Never saw your body. Your kiss so sweet.
This next one's a record show find from the wonderful, seriously sweet older lady that cannot hear at all. She cannot hear. She has everything in her bins are $2 a piece. You never know what you're gonna find. And I pulled this out of it. The Poppy Family. Which Way You Goin', Billy? Featuring Susan Jacks, also Terry Jacks of We'll Have Fun, Seasons in the Sun. That Terry Jacks in the
Oh.
70s. I really thought, for $2, I was like, I've seen people show it enough that I probably should just take a chance on it. This is fantastic. This is pop psych, but some of the tracks get a little bit trippy-dippy. Very Eastern influence throughout. Did not expect to enjoy this, and it's fantastic. It's my number 8 of the year. Seriously, don't judge this one by its cover. Give this one a chance if you find it cheap. On average, it's like $20, I think, is the median on Discogs. You can find it pretty regularly around the $10 to $12 mark. Pick it up. It's well worth it. You will be blown away by what this sounds like in opposition to the cover art.
So my number 8 find of the year is actually the one that I think you might not be the most jealous of this, but this is a record that hands down you would enjoy the most, I think. Like from just a pure listening standpoint. It is The Charlatans on Philips from 1969. It's their self-titled LP. I think it's the only one they ever put out. They were a San Francisco band, but a little bit more of the country rock variety. And that's what this is. This is country rock psych. This has all kinds of references to classic country and outlaw country. But no regrets. This has been one. Listened to it quite a bit. It was one that was right on the edge of this list, and then as soon as I thought about the list without it, I was like, no, I listened to that record a ton this year. This is one of those ones I want to look up and see if these guys ever opened for the Dead, and if that show's available in a bootleg.
Oh,
man.
For sure. Sticking with the country vibe, Gene Clark with the Gosden Brothers. I did show this in my last video as well, but $5 on like a mystery score. And this one I really thought like, oh, it's on the list, it'll be a reissue because this is like a $70 album. Nope, it's an original mono copy on Columbia. Is the 2i, and it is just all of the records that I got from this guy are just so clean. They're immaculate.
There's just something about how that mono looks aesthetically. Just the word, you're like, oh yeah,
it just pops, doesn't it? This is fantastic country rock. Gene Clark, of course, from the Byrds, went on to do solo work later on. This is a collaboration with the Gosden Brothers. It was produced by Gary Usher and Larry Marks. They both kind of traded tracks, and Gary Usher, who famously did like the Millennium and Sagittarius, his tracks are the pop psych tracks on here, like the more cosmic country rock stuff. This was a steal of a deal. This is for sure price paid to value is up there for me this year.
Amazing.
And it's so clean. This is fantastic. Really good stuff.
On my number 7 pick, it's actually a band we've already showed. This was in a haul that I got at what I think is one of the great record stores in the U.S., Shangri-La Records in Memphis, Tennessee.
Yeah, for sure.
I did pay up for this, but I've never seen one before. And then having looked for them online a bunch, every single time you look for one, there's a caveat note about like, but this is missing. Like, to get a complete one of the double EP Magical Mystery Tour, it has obviously both Parlophone discs in it, both of them still have the inner punch out, but it's got the full booklet and the full lyric insert. Having this original UK iteration of it really works for me. I was ecstatic to get this. Had a great haul at Shangri-La, but this was the one.
This is the Head Shop, self-titled on Epic Records. This popped up on Discogs for like 13 or 14 bucks. With shipping was like 18.
Oh, that's
and I was
so
like,
nice.
buy, instant buy. Really good shape, you know, VG, borderline VG plus. Sounds amazing. It's just deep psych rock, man. It's out and out trippy, dippy, like weirdo psych rock.
Oh, it's so good.
It's great.
It's so good. Like, it's not a long album.
No.
But even the songs that are lengthier in time, you're like, man, hit me with some more.
For sure.
Like, just,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. And it flows really well as an album. This is one that I think you've said before about it. Shut the lights off, lay on the floor flat on your back, and just let the music swirl around you, man. This is really good stuff.
Absolutely. So this is a this year reissue.
Oh, okay.
Dragonfly.
Oh, yeah.
This was released on Record Store Day in April 13th. Originals of this, I've never seen one listed for less than $200.
Oh, yeah.
That's in listenable condition at all. This is a really well done gatefold. Now I know it's a little bit sparse in there, but it does have a tremendous booklet that comes with it. This is on Sunbeam. And of course, it also, because Richard Morton Jack reminds us that before they were Dragonfly, they were Legend. You get a little Legend EP in there as well. But this is crunchy.
Yeah.
This is deep. This is hard-hitting, acid fry your brain rock psych, man. This thing is so amazing. It's all so good, man.
Surprise package, free up.
No surprise whatsoever.
No, man, this is so good. It is awesome. I mean, like, when you found it, I was jealous, obviously, but then how much you loved it, I was like, well, now I have to find it. Like, not just based on the fact that it's in the Endless Trip colored photo section, not just based on how cool this is.
I just nodded on myself.
The title track, Free Up, man, that track alone is worth the price of admission on this. 15 minutes. The opening track, New Way Home, is fantastic. 100% Vision. There's
nothing
6
bad
tracks.
on
They're fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're all great.
There's
all killer.
no filler on this
None at
album
all.
whatsoever. Only
Essential.
downside is that it's a unipack.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. Fantastic. I love this record, and I'm super glad to check it off the list. I did pay up for it. I paid $45 for it.
Wow,
Paid about
that's
3
big
times
for you.
more than you paid for it, but
That is
still
true.
a deal, and it's creeping up in value. So if you can find a copy, snag it.
Supporting cast will cast your pain.
So there are a lot of things on my list, as I get to number 5 here, that I would say are jealousy generators. This is what this top 10 is about every
Sure.
year, and
It
it does warm my heart a little bit to see that you followed me in a few things.
Oh, yeah.
It's also a
Nice.
jealousy generator
Oh.
and a steal of a deal. In 1967,
Yeah.
some executive at Columbia dropped acid. So whoever that executive was, I'm sure he was fired in like 70. Thank you for the freak scene, psychedelic soul, baby.
That is cool.
Yeah, I got this for $30. It is legitimately trippy and also legitimately political. It's got all of that stuff going on. It's a deep one. You just sink into this, baby.
Yeah.
Acme Records in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. A very nice store. I want to give them a shout out. Psychedelic soul, not to be missed. Jealousy generator.
Having bought a lot of things at Vintage Vinyl, they generally don't sell things that won't play. It's very rare for you to buy something there that has a skip or whatever. And for $7,
That's
I thought at the very least I will frame
you
this.
robbed them for $7.
For $7, I mean, worst comes to worst, it'll be in a frame on my wall, and it'll be cool. It'll be a cool piece. It's such a bass-heavy
Yes,
album
absolutely.
that you don't get a lot of the crackle and noise. It's just that like driving, pulsing beat through a lot of the record. So if there is a crack or a pop, you don't hear it. This record too. The first listen, I was like, oh, this is. I'd heard a track, and I thought, okay, well, I wonder what the rest sounds like. It all sounds like that track.
Yeah.
Everything does sound similar to that, but
I probably don't remember the others because by that time you're
just
in,
in.
man.
Yeah, exactly. You get in the groove.
Yeah, dude, you're in the Matrix now.
I understand 90s rave culture now a little bit more.
Oh boy,
you know what I mean?
We're gonna get together. We're gonna watch Harmony Korine's Kids.
Yes.
He wrote it. He didn't direct it.
I'll
I'm
bring
sorry.
the glow sticks.
Yeah. Oh boy,
You bring the pacifiers. Well.
Technically, I bought this in late December
of
2018.
Okay.
But I don't think I actually listened to it till 2019. Changed a lot of my perspectives, man. Grateful Dead.
Boy, oh boy, you went deep.
The second self-titled Grateful Dead album, the second double live LP. The had to was the original sticker is in it. This was it, man. This is where I got it.
Yeah.
I got it.
It clicked.
I bought this because it was like, oh, it's an iconic record.
Yeah.
And getting it for a good price, and it's got the sticker. And I'm gonna try this Grateful Dead thing, man. And cold winter nights, man.
Yeah.
It's just putting this on, falling asleep to this, just on the futon, man. Yeah, this is the one that got me in the groove, and I was hooked, and saw Dead & Co. in June.
Yeah.
I've pretty much been diving deep ever since.
I love it. All right, you show one from Noble Records. I've got one from Noble Records. This was not a gift, though. I did pay up for this. Power of Zeus. It's guitar heavy. It's very, not jammy, but just, really good searing guitar leads on it, and really good drumming. Hard and heavy and in your face. And kind of a little bit mystical with the Power of Zeus. The album's called The Gospel According to Zeus, so you get some of those lyrics that are a little bit out there, which roots it in the era. For at our work we are each alone. We can depend on no one but ourselves. The power of Zeus must be in our own mind. The power of Zeus. Oh.
So I had a couple pony ups this year. Some stuff that was, foreign presses.
Yeah.
Harder to find stuff. And this is one I got from our buddy Greg at the St. Louis Record Show.
Is. Yeah.
Traffic Sound Virgin. Yeah. Now, the gatefolds are actually the repress of it. If you ever find one that's not a gatefold, they're uber rare. Yeah. But these are pretty darn rare too.
Just a skosh.
Yeah. Nothing crazy. Juice Caboose, Mescalina.
Yeah.
Just so awesome, dude. Traffic Sound Virgin. They had some political issues with the Peruvian government. This is on M&G Records. And just look at that cover, man.
It is awesome.
Look at that guy in the middle there, man. Traffic Sound Virgin. Another one from the Richard Morton Jack book.
Awesome.
Just a killer record.
Oh man, okay. This was an eBay purchase. I had been after this forever. Now it does have some issues with some staining and things like that on the cover, but it kept the price down and the record is immaculate. This is the Millennium Begin. I paid $39 for this.
Wow.
Yeah, the back has that. Somebody spilled something on it, it stained the cover. And it stained on the front right there a little bit. Otherwise, there's really nothing wrong with it. The record sounds so good. Pop psych of the highest order. Eternity's Children was my #1 record a few years ago. This is in a very similar vein. Fuzz guitars, trippy production elements, great vocal harmonies. It's fantastic. Gary Usher, I think, was the kind of recording engineer and the guy behind the project. Kurt Bocher was the official producer. It's beautiful. I love this record. The big, deep, trippy psych track is Karmic Dream Sequence #1 on side 2, but everything in between is, fuzzy, poppy, beautiful.
Huge jealousy generator for me. My #2 is a steal of a deal.
Oh.
A real deep dig in a Brooklyn thrift shop. Had to get the dead on there again, man. Yeah, this is a first mono press.
That's cool.
Of the 1967 debut album, and it was trashed. I was able to clean it up. It was my best cleaning job ever. Somehow, MacGyvered this baby back to life.
Heck yeah!
It jumps out of the speakers, man. Again, this was the confirmation.
Yeah.
This was the other one got me in, and this one, was the sticker. But I much prefer the stuff where Bob Weir or Pigpen are the lead vocalist.
Yeah.
And Pigpen it's that boogie down, man. And he's the much more prominent on this one.
Yeah.
Captain Trips, I get it. People love him. This is great. If you can listen to this in mono, listen to it in mono.
Number 1, another online find, an eBay find. I was the only bid. It was the opening bid, and I won it. It was a high opening bid, but not compared to what it normally goes for. With shipping, it was $80 even. I have absolutely no I have one regret because of me. But this is the end introspection. Upon my initial, it's a little dusty, I should just clean it.
Gorgeous.
I wiped a little bit of the introspection font off. It's not terrible, but I know it, and it makes me mad. It really was sort of like, it's this or the Millennium is at number 1. And just because I've seen the Millennium pop up more often in my price range, and I've never seen this pop up at a price I felt comfortable paying, this had to be at number 1.
Oh, it's awesome.
The lineup on this is fantastic. Nicky Hopkins is on here. Charlie Watts plays on here. Bill Wyman produced, and I'm sure played some stuff. Glenn Johns was the engineer on here. So it's a great pedigree of people.
That's a who's who of the Abbey Road crew.
Yes,
right
for
there.
sure. Yeah, and again, one of those foil covers, a little susceptible to ring wear, but really it's just that cool gimmicky thing, and I love it.
Spoiled again.
Oh, there it is.
All right, my number 1. You know what it is. Now, I mentioned in my themes of this year that flipping was a theme.
Yeah.
And I bought a stack of white label promo 45s. I didn't think one of them, the Arabians You Upset Me Baby white label promo 7-inch, was going to be worth $250.
Yeah.
So essentially traded. I'm gonna call this just a trade. This is just a 3-way trade with somebody who are they? And I ended up getting San Francisco Sound 5th Pipe Dream. Oh, it's so amazing. Awesome. It's good too because the Beautiful Day stuff doesn't sound like Beautiful Day, because Beautiful Day is not good. But it's great. It's in the Richard Morton Jack book. I'd seen 1 copy, maybe 2 before.
Yeah,
I'd never seen it with the color cover variant. You can get it in color or black and white. Collage of people who are involved in the inside. I have gotten freaking lost in looking at this thing. Like it becomes a Magic Eye poster. I stumble out of the room.
Man, that's so clean. Look how white that is.
I know. All right, well, that's it. Hey, man, another year in the books.
Yeah.
Well,
hopefully we can keep this rolling.
Yeah. This is the year that I get financial stability and I lose weight.
Yeah, just watch. We're gonna get slimmer and nicer clothes as the year goes along.
Yep. But until that happens, avoid scratches and stay in the groove.
The skis fighting back along with my Mexican cheesy rice.
I will show you or tell you or come up to you and be like, hey, I found a really awesome. Like I'm not gonna wave it around over my head from the very spot I found it at before purchasing it.
No, I like to whip it out and swing it around, and
that's the clip.
Yeah,
right there. That's the sound bite. This guy. It's the only joy I have in this world is making you miserable.